We're getting ready to dive into another recipe. We're doing up a big batch of spinach artichoke dip. I'm telling you folks, this can be used not just as a dip. If you wanted to fancy up a few other dishes, it's definitely going to make your life easy. And you can't deny the awesomeness that's a spinach artichoke dip. Keep it soupy, keep it chunky. Use garlic bread, tortilla chips, pasta, stuff a chicken breast, stuff an extra thick cut pork chop. Because we're dealing with ingredients that are not fancy, just the basics here. For me, I personally love a wicked chunky dip. So before we get started, you gotta get yourself a digital scale for weighing the ingredients. Consistency is up to you. Change it to your own preference. Wring out that moisture from the spinach. Bring the dairy up to room temperature because it makes it easier for when it comes to mixing. Set up your oven. 375 degrees or 191 Celsius, depending upon where you live. And of course, if you want the recipe, head over to kcknh.com where you can get the entire recipe right there, and it's very easy to make. Key point about the shredded cheese, shred your own. This is going to make your life so much better because with the pre-shred, they got that anti-caking crap in there. It makes your life miserable when it comes to the whole melting process. I'm not a fan of it. If you're fortunate enough to have a food processor, put the shredder blade in, let that thing do the work for you. When it comes to spinach, my neck of the country, it's expensive certain times of the year. So it's easy enough to just get a bag of frozen spinach. There's nothing added to it. You just have to wring its life out. So as you can see, we're well on into this mixing bowl. It's that easy. It's that simple. It's entirely up to you if you want to use as much garlic as I do. But I'm looking at this as far as I want every bite to have a taste of everything that I'm putting in here. Now, as far as mayonnaise goes, I use Hellmann's. I cannot account for the others, so if you decide to change it, I can't give you feedback. I only can verify that this recipe using Hellmann's does an extremely good job. Gives just enough moisture so you've got a dip, but it's like a smearing campaign. I want to see chunks of the vegetables. So we're adding our spices, and this is pretty much it, folks. You're making yourself the actual tool used to mix this. And to be quite honest, sometimes you do need to use your hands for certain dishes. And this is actually one of them. I find if I want the right consistency, I'm going to get my hands in there and get dirty. But I'm also serving the other purpose of making sure there's no clumps in here. So I'm already checking this mix right here in this little video feed. And I'm finding I've got the right texture that I'm looking for. So here I'm just adding in a little kosher salt, not a lot, because we are dealing with some ingredients that are already salty. Get yourself a baking dish. You don't need a big one, but you do need a deep one. And smooth that out, but just don't pack it down to the point it ain't moving anywhere. And look at this, it's so beautiful. Look at all the colors. So in your preheated oven, cover this with foil, bake it for the first 30 minutes that way, and then the next 10 to 15, remove the foil to allow that top to get brown to your liking. So we're going to take this mixture that you just whipped up. It will take you from this to this beautiful, bubbly, gorgeous, lightly browned, that's how I like mine, beautiful spinach artichoke dip. All these flavors are marrying in the cooking process, and here we are, we're using it for our garlic toast that we toasted up on the grill. If this recipe appeals to you, go to my website, and of course, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And thanks so much for stopping over.